Hi there, welcome back again. I think I already told you that I have started to reread my old diaries to find out more about my twin flame journey. And it is so good that I have started to do it because I got a lot of revelations while during reading. And the first revelation was that from hindsight, I can see that how much the twin flame journey and ascension are linked. And I thought that the twin flame journey is a kind of awakening and ascension is something separate. But actually, it is the same. These two things belong together. And what I could see very, very clearly that from the very moment we began chatting, my ascension practically began. Because I had written down that in the first days after, while we were chatting, I've been standing at the window and I felt light coming into me. I was so astonished when I read this because I had totally forgotten. And I think he helped me from the very first moment with a lot of things. And what we did during our chats and what was the connection about, I can't tell you. Because maybe one day he will find my channel and watch the videos. I don't want him to feel exposed then. But I think there are enough things I can tell. And what I didn't understand at the time, that after we got into contact and started chatting, I started a very, very, very intense process of purging. And I had already forgotten a little bit about it. And this was a kind of multi-dimensional purging. If you have seen my video on the dance with the galactics, it was something similar. So I went out every day, grounding. I had a special place to do it. And I went around barefoot on the grass and I was tapping little impulses like I welcome life, or first I said I, but then I switched over to we. And so I tapped we welcome life. And then it was every day, it was like before my mind's eye, there was a door. And when I opened it, there were always people on the other side. Sometimes versions of myself, younger versions from different life periods, sometimes ancestors, and I never knew who would be on the other side of the door. This was really very, very interesting. And I taught them to tap with me. So while I was walking around the grass and tapping the impulse, I taught everyone to tap the impulse too, if they were capable to do it. Some were too exhausted, they couldn't do anything. They just walked around with me. And finally, I let them into the light. And sometimes, even when they were in a kind of light channel, so no longer visible before my mind's eye, I heard their voices like echoes. And only when the echo had disappeared, I knew that this had been resolved. And I have been, and this was really very, very, very intense. And sometimes I had really extraordinary experiences. And I understood that all these different versions of myself were multidimensional, because sometimes there were thousands of them. And sometimes my twin flame helped me to manage the crowd. He was just around and leading them to a kind of garden which had a little door into the channel to the light. And this was really very, very nice. And the most astonishing thing that happened over there were two things really astonishing. For one impulse, I don't remember what it was. Finally, they came, someone who had a little thing made of glass, and in it was the idea of my incarnation. This was so, so, so amazing. And another time, there were a lot of little children that had not been born and that were very, very miserable. But they even didn't have to be let into the light. I just did the tapping and they flew up. So this was very nice too. So, and I had completely forgotten that all this started after my twin flame and we got into contact. And of course, I was very, not I can't say disturbed, but I was very confused because I didn't know what was going on. And every day I went into my tree to ask for advice. And what I had completely forgotten was the messages the tree gave to me. So one message was that he had been sent to me, my twin flame had been sent to me to help me. My twin flame had been sent to me to make a good love experience. And then I had also the message that my twin flame was a present from the universe for me. And the tree said also it could take years until we would meet. I would have to be patient. So, and there was another thing I also stumbled upon, which I had totally forgotten, because the events got a bit mixed up in my mind. The very first reaction I got from the universe after we got into contact was the word good in capital letters. And I remember the first days when we started to chat, it was as if the whole universe was smiling at me. And at one day, I had the impression that in the spiritual realm, someone has laid out a rope for me with knots in it. And so I was going along this rope. I was holding it in my hand from one node to the other. And this was really very strong. But some days later, I saw before my mind's eye that the rope had been abandoned because I think they understood that I would follow this path. I wouldn't go away. So, and I just heard a post on YouTube where it had been said that my twin flame has manifested me as a guiding light because he wanted to, or his soul wanted to ascend, and he needed a bodily manifestation of his future. Really very nice. I don't think, I'm not sure if the word is flattered. I he very much praised. This was really nice to hear. So all in all, I have brought the twin flame journey and ascension together now, and yes, this adds a totally different layer to it now. And yes, this is all for today. Have a nice day. Until next time. Bye.